Yay!
Just hope we'll get some feedback from someone to wave or give us a thumb up.
Yes.
Hello, Real Estate Rockstars. Coach
What's up,
Jess and Coach
guys?
Hana here. It's Jess's Wednesday jam session, and I had to jump on the call because I really like the topic you selected, Jess. But okay, I stole the mic from you, and now it's your turn. Why don't
We're twinsies today. We're twinsies.
We're totally twinsies. So why don't you share with everyone who is watching or listening, what is today's topic on Real Estate Rockstar Jam Session?
So this is what I was thinking about, because I know that I've been dealing with this quite a bit lately, and I know that there are also a lot of people in my office that are dealing with this, but I thought we could talk a little bit about burnout and, just really kind of resetting ourselves and psyching ourselves up, like when we're getting ready for listing appointments and stuff like that, when we're getting ready to go out on any appointment really. And just like some days, because you're just like, ah. And I know that I've been like that for a couple of weeks now. It's just been like, ugh. And I think it's time to kind of do like a mindset shift, because that's something that I talk about all the time. So it's like, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that. When you think about it, half of the year is gone, half of the year is still ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have the strong start in the beginning of the year, and then right now with the heat or the summer vacations, kids being home from school, the tempo and rhythm can be influenced by something what is coming annually, right? Summer.
Yeah.
But we don't want to drop the ball. We want to stay strong and active and make sure that the business continues, because whatever we do today reflects on the future in 1 or 2 months, right?
Yes, it does. And it's you don't want to be, as a realtor, you don't want to be up and down and up and down and up and down like a roller coaster. I mean, we've all experienced it, especially the newbies out there and everything that are just trying to climb up that track. But they're going to see very quickly that it's up and down and up and down. And the trick is to keep it steady, have that income steady, do your activities that you need to do daily steady. So you do have stuff coming in where it's not like, oh crap, I'm broke this month.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there. I've been there. It's not fun. It is so not fun.
Oh, no. And you touched the newbies. So any newbies out there, keep it up, keep up the game, show up the play, and
it's hard.
Believe in yourself.
Yep, you guys will get through it, I promise. And Hana and I are here to do this, but I thought we would do something really, really fun this morning, because I've got my own appointment this afternoon, and I'm like, I want to psych myself up. So I wanted to share something that I actually do in my classes and everything. And that is the power pose. I want to teach you guys all about the power pose today. So if you take my confident communication class, you will actually learn this. This is one of the things that I teach. And I'm not going to do like the full 2-minute power pose today, because, we only have half an hour and we want to chat. But I thought that we would kind of do this today. So Hana, you're going to do this with me.
Oh my goodness. So before we start, can you, I am aware of what is a power pose. Mm-hmm. I hope I can do it in the comfort of my chair, but can you first do some intro for those who don't know really what is a power pose and what's behind it, and why should I even try? Let's give some information in a background first.
So Dr. Amy Cuddy from Princeton University, she did a study, and there is this awesome TED Talk. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to see if I can find the TED Talk and link it, because I know that Barino had done that previously. But it's a great TED Talk, and it's all about the power of posing. The power, the body has the ability to change the way that you feel. If you can change your body, you can change your mind. And I know that sounds really kind of funny.
It's also, if you're familiar with Tony Robbins, he talks a lot about changing your physiology will change your mindset, your mood, your temper. And there, as you said, there has been a lot of studies done about that. Yeah,
it's really awesome. Sorry, my broker is calling and I'm sending them to voicemail.
Oh, some
Sorry,
sellers are
Sally.
coming. You gotta wait. The chest is busy.
It's like, I'm busy right now. I'll call you back. Sorry, Sally, if you're watching. But yeah, it's kind of like, think about it like this, like when you put on like a song or something, like your favorite song that you just love to scream with in the car, and you're just like, yeah, it's kind of like that, only you're doing it with your whole body, and you're just like, you're throwing that good energy out there. So that's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna shake it off, like Taylor Swift, just get it loose, just get it loose. Shake
Whoever
it
is watching,
shake it off.
Okay, shake it off.
Okay, all right. So you might not be able to stand
that
up.
already, the shaking off already starts pumping oxygen. Okay,
it does. It really does.
Has a side
it's
effect.
Just like, it's like, oh. So yeah, so we shook it off like Taylor Swift, like Polaroid picture. Now I don't know if you can do this or not, and actually I'm going to take off my headphones here so I can do this. But we are going to stand up.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna.
I'll scooch back. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm still shaking it off. And
okay.
I actually do this every time I go on a listing appointment. Every single time. So this is, I have videos of myself doing this and acting so goofy, you would not believe. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our pose and we're going to be like, okay, this is what I want. I'm going to get this listing. It's going to be awesome. This is mine. It's mine. And then you're going to do your pose where you're just like, yes, I'm a rock star. I like doing this one. I'm like, yes, I'm a rock star. Kind of all Mary Catherine Gallagher, like, yeah. And just like, hold that. You want to hold it. You want to try and hold it for like 2 minutes, and then just like, I got this. I so got this. And then it just, oh yeah, it pumps you up. It really pumps you up. And it feels good. I feel so much better right now.
So you were doing a couple of things. You were changing your posture, right? You were doing the victory pose, hands up. That goes without any borders, languages, cultures. Every winner does the winner power pose. That changes your mindset, your chemistry. And then you are also using language that you are the winner, you got this, and you are linking it and hooking it together, making a very strong connection between your body and your mind. And then you go for listing presentation or to meet your clients. I like that. Is there like a smaller version to do in a car?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, what I do sometimes if I've had like a really busy day and I'm like, I don't have time to do that, what I'll do is I'll just be in the car and I'll be like, yeah. I'll just kind of like close my eyes and just kind of like, and I've got ADHD, so it's like movement is a big thing for me. So it's like, I just kind of like shake it off and I'm just like, okay, I got this. I can do this. I'm awesome. I'm a rock star. I'm going to crush this day. I am a badass. I'm an adorable little badass. And then
love it. Yeah.
I'll like scream at the top of my lungs, which I'm not going to do now, but
thank you.
And walk it.
GC, I would definitely recommend to find a song on Spotify which jazzes you.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And link it with your initial contact with potential client, seller, or a buyer, because all of us are dealing with insecurities, imposter syndromes, lack of self-esteem and confidence. We are human, right?
Yeah. One of the biggest things that we deal with is imposter syndrome. We don't think we're good enough. Especially a lot of us, we're dealing with, just like mental issues that, childhood trauma and stuff like that. And just, you might be the most awesome person in the world, and everybody could be telling you you're the most awesome person in the world. But if you don't feel it, your body is going to show you
believe that. Yes, that is true. But then tips and tricks like this one can help you. And if you keep on repeating it, then the body will get used to it and then you start believing it. And of course, this is a tip which can help you over the next half an hour or an hour. But, you can do it before your other appointments again and just see how it goes. Give it a try. And if it has been, proved by studies and coaches like Borino, Tony Robbins, and the others, there is a truth behind it. I remember when I started 13 years ago, disclaimer, I have a home staging business and I coach home staging. I was so nervous to meet with clients because my English, I'm an ESL. Back then, the English was even worse and I felt extremely intimidated. So Borina would just pump me and prep me every day for doing these meetings. And, and it was, even though living with the coach and having him whispering in my ear what I'm supposed to say or do or act, it was still very difficult. So we hear everyone who is struggling and, it's fine as long as we have tools and we apply them. I think that is fantastic. Yeah. So having a song which helps you to create a specific mindset, right?
Yep.
Doing the body work, shaking off any extra anxiety, doing the power pose, closing eyes and visualizing already good outcomes, and then doing your best. And if it is sign agreement, it's phenomenal. And if not, hey, hit the reset button because there are next clients and people who will need your help.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like there's plenty of business out there for us. We just have to go find it. And just because you don't get this one listing doesn't mean that you're not going to get the next one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like I haven't gotten every single listing that I've gone on.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. And I don't want these guys to give up either, because the first year in real estate is so tough. Heck, the first 5 years in real estate are so tough. I mean, it's like the dropout rate is like 50% after the first year. And they say that, if you make it through 5 years, you're probably pretty good to go.
Then you'll probably make it. Yes, yes. I think the first 2 years for any business, that's the most difficult time because you are creating something out of really nothing, out of your daily showing up, out of your daily intentions and daily actions. Yeah, that's, well, if I can share a little bit of what helps me to keep mindset going, since we are totally talking about mindsets. I love buying every year a couple of these like daily quote calendars. And sometimes I post them on the Rockstars. Sometimes I even mail the days to my friends or clients. And this one, I'll let you to read it. This one is what I have in my car. Can you read it?
Moving my camera over a little bit. Aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but the bumblebee doesn't know it's going on. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. When you think we are all at the beginning, we are all bumblebees. Practically, we are not meant to fly, but at the end, if we put an effort, work in it, and we believe it, we can end up flying. Okay. So I like to put these in my car, or sometimes I stick it on my computer in the office or in my bathroom on the mirror, and I just read it over and over. And that's another form of priming, where I basically accept all my flaws, and I have plenty, but I also acknowledge what I'm putting in, so it's a mindset is very interesting. It is work we need to do daily, and it never stops.
And sometimes it can feel so overwhelming. I mean, there have been days where I'm just like, I do not want to do anything. And I have to be very careful because I can get into that cycle, and it's very hard to break out of that cycle.
What do you do? Why don't you give us some tips and tricks when you end up in a hole and you need to crawl up again and be yourself, right? Not only for your clients, but for your family as well, for your children.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on out there that, I mean, this has been something that I've been doing more and more lately. But a lot of stuff that I like to do, I love going for walks. I love, I will take a full day and I will be like, nope, not dealing with anything. I know that I'm not fit for human consumption, and I will just turn on my vacation responder and say, I will get back to you. I'm in the field. They don't need to know that I'm having a mental health day.
Okay.
Say, I'm in the field.
It's a self-care day. It's a self-care so you can provide service further on. We need to service our bodies too.
Yes.
So
we are just as important as our clients.
Yeah. Do you do the day off weekly, or this is like when you feel
Yes.
that you really
This
need to
is
replenish?
something that I have been trying to implement at least once a week.
Mhm.
Usually during the school year with my kids, I take at least one weekend day off
Mhm.
because the kids are in school, they have activities and stuff, and I want to, a weekend day is okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm working Saturday, I don't work on Sunday. If I work on Sunday, I don't work on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's during the school year. But during summer, I can take off a day whenever I want. My favorite thing to do, I love going to the zoo. I do. But I also live in Florida and I don't want to spend that much money. So beach, that's my second go-to. And I don't even have to go swimming. Just being on the beach and like walking by the water, it's like a recharge button.
Yeah.
Just being out in the sunshine is a recharge button. Vitamin D.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not too much into the new agey stuff and everything, but there is definitely something to it. I feel so much better when I go outside. I
yeah.
really
So guys, those who are watching, if you don't have the luxury of taking a full day off, then again, I recommend to put on a list things which can refresh you, even though if it would be a little power nap for 20 minutes, if it would be quick guided meditation or guided hypnosis, there are multiple apps. I like to use the app called Breathe. Then you can do a quick power walk in the nature setting, and and then basically structure your go-to ideas, how to refresh, how to recharge, from 5-minute ideas up to full day off like Jess is having. So, but if you're, let's say, if you hit the off button, do you have someone in the office who can help you in a case of a real estate emergency?
Yes, I do. I always, like, whenever I'm taking like a day off or something, I'll always let somebody know, hey, I'm not going to be available.
Okay.
If can I send you my clients or something? I have a really great friend that has helped me out on a couple of occasions. And I do have a lot of people in my office that I can rely on. It's very nice. We have a very, very good community kind of office. And everybody really looks out for each other. It's one thing that I really love working where I do,
Yeah.
Jim Steele, one of our wonderful coaches, he is actually one of my very, very good friends. I love him to death. And he's always there for me if I need him. So we definitely piggyback off of each other, and we, like, if somebody needs something, the other one's there.
Well, this
So
is
it's nice to have make friends in your office.
Yeah, I would like to segue a little bit. Thinking of a new agents, and we have a lot of them on Real Estate Rockstars. What is the best agency? I don't want to talk names or brands, okay? But what they should look for when they are deciding which office they would like to join? What is important? Because I know that some of the online agencies might not provide the nurturing environment you might get from a real physical office. What would you recommend? How to pick an office?
Well, I think picking an office is a very, very personal decision. What I might choose might not be something that someone else chooses. For me, it's the culture within the office. It's how well I get along with people, how well, do people cooperate, or is it very much, butting heads, like, oh, you have this listing and, oh, I'm going to negotiate you down nickel and diming.
Oh, okay. How do you do it?
It's
Can you
not
like
so
test
much.
drive? Can you test drive offices? Like,
You
hey,
know,
can I come here for a week and see how you guys work?
they always say, oh, you don't want to jump brokerages. You don't want to be like that. But I say, do it. Who made that rule? And who says that we have to follow that rule? Yeah, okay, you could sign up with one brokerage and you might not be happy. Trust your gut. If you're not happy somewhere, start looking around and do networking events. Get involved with, like, the board. The board has, like, mixers and stuff usually. You can go to those mixers. You can meet other agents, company meetings. I know that we have, this last meeting, we did not think there was going to be a lot of people there at all, but her room was filled. And we had tons of people on the Zoom too. But make friends in your office. See what the office culture is like. What do you specifically look for in the office? You know, like me, I wanted a community feel. I wanted a family feel because I was coming from Indiana to Florida.
Yeah, that's a big change. That's a big change. Another quick question. So let's say you are leaving for a 1-week vacation and you agree on getting a help from other agents, your colleagues. Do you compensate them, or do you have a written agreement, or it's just verbal?
I compensate my agents. If I have somebody that wants to go on a showing, because we all work on our vacations. We all do. We answer our phone, we'll answer texts, we'll answer emails. The trick is to just do it like once or twice a day. Don't kill your entire vacation doing it. You know, yes, we run our own business, so we want to make sure that people are on top of stuff. But at the same time, you want to be able to hand off that job. If I have somebody that wants to go see something, I'll call my friends that I know are handling my stuff. If they're not available, there's this amazing app. It's called Showamy. You can download it, and you can it's a good side hustle for new realtors too, because you can get paid for doing showings.
Oh wow, I need to quickly write it down. We have to add it to the comments.
Yeah,
because another great tip which can help. What is the name of the app?
It's Showamy, Showami. And it's really cool because it goes out to all these agents. You can put in a request for where you want. You know, you can be the one to set up the showing. So it's like they're not setting up the showing, you're setting up the showing. So you're still in control of that client. And then what I've done in the past, like if a couple of weeks ago when I was in Kentucky for my dad's stuff, I had a friend that was looking for a house. And I was like, look, I'm stuck in Kentucky. I can't help. But hey, my buddy Elijah, he can take you. So I sent Elijah, and I was like, Elijah, if you just show our house, you know, I'll pay you. You know, I offered to pay him like $40-50 because I'm nice and I'm generous. But he probably would have done it for cheaper. But that's what I pay. You know, if I had written a contract, I would have thrown him some more cash, you know. Okay. But I would probably say, okay, you're familiar with the house, you know what the house is, you are there for the inspections and everything. I'll let you write it, just write me a referral. So that's what we did in that case. So he wrote the offer, it was accepted, and we did an in-office referral. And
that was while you were on vacation. Fabulous.
Not necessarily call it a vacation, but
I know. Okay,
yeah.
You were 1,000 miles away from your home. You were on vacation, even though you had to work. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, you see, there is just so much we can continuously learn or share the knowledge with other agents or the newbies. Yeah. So this is great.
Get the knowledge out there, you know. It's like everybody is like, it's not a competition. We all want the same thing. We want our clients to be happy. We want our clients to be taken care of. We want to sell them a house. If I have to go out of town, you know, even if it's just a vacation, I want to make sure that they're taken care of. So make sure you have somebody that you trust. That's the biggest thing there. You have to make sure you trust that person. So I have never had a bad experience at all with Showamy. I've never had anybody steal a client from me on there. I've never had a person steal a client from me in the office either, which is very nice. We're good. And if there's kind of like something, the biggest thing you need to do is you need to communicate. Put everything in writing. Like with Elijah, I was very clear. I was like, if you write the offer, just give me a 20% referral.
So it was clear from the very beginning. So there is no bad blood after, and that's important. How do you feel? We had a discussion at the Rockstars Facebook page about agents showing houses before they have signed buyer's agreement. What is your take on it? And I'm not saying one thing is right, the other one is wrong. We all are entrepreneurs and we do business the way we want. Of course, we still have to follow up the rules and laws, but what is your take on it?
I really like buyer's agreements. I got into a situation in Indiana where I had taken a client to see a couple of houses, and one of the houses, the listing agent had to be present. And the listing agent, after we had left, the listing agent actually left the same time we did. I was turning one way, my client was turning another way. The listing agent actually followed this person to their next stop and said, "Hey, I can cut you a deal."
Wow.
Yeah, I did not have a buyer's agreement signed. That was my lesson. But I also did show procuring cause. I was able to show procuring cause to the board when we fought it, where I was like, "Hey, see, I emailed this to him. I set up the showing. And yet the listing agent's doing this?" So I was able to get a little bit of commission out of it, which was nice.
Yes.
But still, I mean, it sucks. There are people out there that will screw you over. It's just the nature of the beast. It's capitalism, it's life. But I always
buy the experience. You buy the experience, you pay for it dearly, and then you just don't do the same mistake again, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really good to have a buyer's agreement. I really do. Usually when I meet buyers for the first time, I don't go out and show houses to people like the first time. It's occasionally I'll do like one and done, but if they don't have the pre-approval, if they don't want to sign a buyer's agreement with me, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to work with you.
They're not serious, and they don't take you seriously as well. How would you overcome the obstacles? I know we might go slightly over the time if you don't mind, but this is juicy. This is important and interesting. How would you overcome potential buyers saying, "Well, we just want to look at the house, we don't want to sign," or how would you overcome it with your words and explanation?
I think I would probably still show them the house, but I am I'm one of those people that actually keeps notes and everything. I have my client consultation sheet that I write down. If they don't want to sign the buyer's agreement, then yeah, I'll do one and done. But if I show them more than one, there has to be a buyer's agreement signed.
Yeah.
I don't want to play that game. It's safer for me. Yep. It's safer for them because they're not going to get taken advantage of. But the thing is, the buyer's agreement is very easy to get out of. All you have to do is write something. You just have to say, I would like to terminate this partnership. Jess Stone is no longer my buyer's agent.
Okay, you don't even have to put a reason. So there is really no danger in it for buyers to sign an agreement. And I like it that you offer the free sample. Okay, let's go check this house. But after that, let's see, let's sit down and follow up the rules of my business, because you are the entrepreneur, you're the boss.
Yeah, it is my business. It's my schedule. And that is something that took me years to learn. That I knew it was my business, but I didn't realize that it was my business. I was working for other people. And I mean, you kind of do that, but you're also working for yourself. You have to put those boundaries up. You have to decide what's important for you.
Yeah.
And how can you do that if you're running ragged, like, oh, you have to be over here, and then you have to be over here, and then you have to be over here. No, set your schedule.
You said something very important. You are running your own business. So as a realtor, how many hats do you wear? Well, let's give it count. Yeah, I know. So you are your own office manager, right? Yep. You're your own assistant. You are your own bookkeeper at the beginning, definitely.
Yep.
Right.
I'm actually just learning to do that right now because I just got incorporated this past year. So
wonderful. You are your own driver. Okay. Then you obviously are the realtor. So you need to continue educating yourself. You need to know how to conduct the business. Then okay, job number 6 is you have to do your own social media, right?
Yeah. Content creation.
Marketing. Yes, contracts. You have to do the contracts. What else you do? That is just so much. You have to put up the signs when you're doing open house.
Oh no, well, yeah, open house signs, yeah, but I have a company that actually puts out my signs.
Yes,
so,
but you still do the little flags and
the flags and stuff.
And balloons sometimes. You also have to coordinate. If you have a listing, you need to put together a calendar and figure out what is happening when until the property goes through the closing. So that is a lot of work. And some of the new agents might not be aware of the reality, right?
Yeah, and Barino told me to do this like first, and I was just like, I couldn't afford it at the time because we were living paycheck to paycheck when I first started, when my wife and I swapped, because she was working and I was at home with the kids doing real estate part-time. And I was like, no, I really want to make a go of this. So we swapped, and she became the stay-at-home mom with the kids, and I went to the office and worked my butt off all day. And I completely just lost my train of thought. But what you have to do is you have to keep a schedule, and you have to really give yourself grace. Don't think that you have to do it all. But the number one thing that I wish I had done from the beginning, that I wish I had found the money to do it, transaction coordinator. That
would be the first hire.
That would be my first hire, because I did not have one until I moved to Florida. I was running my own stuff. And
so that's one more thing we can add to new agents' advice. If you're choosing an agency, find out if they have a transaction coordinator, because it can be fee-based. It's not someone you would have to hire part-time or full-time.
Exactly. Yeah, you can do fee-based. I know I get emails daily about transaction coordinators and virtual assistants and stuff. Check your spam box, guys, because that's probably where it is. But yeah, I have a transaction coordinator now, and I love her to death. It's like one program that I really love that's connected to my email, it's called Streak, which is kind of like Streak is a different one. Folio by Ametree. It is really a nice kind of, it's a nice, really kind of outline of all the stuff that you have to do as far as the transaction is set, as far as that's concerned, when you're actually under contract, which is really high. And it's neat because you can also, when the transaction is done, you can invite your buyers into it. You can invite sellers, you can invite the listing agents, you can invite the buyer's agents, you can invite the transaction coordinators, you can invite title. Anybody that's involved in this transaction can see this timeline. It goes directly to their email. It tells them when stuff is happening and when it needs to get done. And it's so handy. If you can't afford a transaction coordinator, Folio, I think they'll give you like 3 free. You can run 3 transactions at a time. And then I can't even remember what it is. I pay it yearly. I think it's like maybe $80 a year.
Perfect. It's cost of doing business. That is really,
it's a cost of doing business. Put it on your taxes, hey. But if you don't have the ability to get a transaction coordinator right away, Folio, that is awesome. And you can actually customize that too. And all of my clients love it. I still use it, even though I have my transaction coordinator. But they all love it.
It makes you look really professional, and utilizing some of the technology, it's crucial to provide the best possible service. So I will definitely add to our recording
make a list
app, Show Me app, and then Folio app, because this is great. This is gold. Thank you so much for golden nuggets. Yeah. Well, my dear friends,
my goodness, it's already been a half an hour.
We have to go back to business, and Jess, you'll be back next week, and I'm looking forward to learn something new with your next guest.
Because we got a really good suggestion about what new agents should do every day to kind of get their business going, and I think it's time to pull out Barino's Day on Fire. So I think next week we might be talking about the Day on Fire.
Let's do it. Yes, why
Yeah.
not? Even if
Yeah.
there are not a new agents, a little refresh is always valuable, especially in the middle of a year when we kind of drop little into
Yeah.
lazy mode because of the summer or because of the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody knows when it's hot outside, people get cranky. Oh, and
Yes.
it's really hot outside.
Stay hydrated all the time.
Hydrate.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Jess,
Yeah,
thank
I
you so
remember.
much. Thank you. This was
You're welcome.
wonderful.
Yes,
Guys,
it's always fun.
if you have any questions on Jess, she is coaching confident communication. She's extremely passionate about new agents or those who might struggle a little bit here and there. If you have any questions, ask her, tag her in a post. If you have questions,
Always reach out,
other
guys.
coaches, let us know, and we'll just keep going because that's what we do at Rockstars. So
Yeah.
you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Jess.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.